Slides are visible, right? Yes. Is the slide visible? Is the slides visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So um, today we'll be talking about the transformations. So already we have studied about this transformations in module 2. So module 2, what we have studied is we have studied the transformations related to two dimensions. So we have studied the two dimension transformations like moving a line from one point to the another point, or moving a square, or moving a polygon from one location to another location. So in this here we will be studying about the transformations with respect to three dimensions. So here we are talking about the objects which are represented in three dimensions. So, so here we will be talking about 3D transformations. So here also we have transformations like translation, rotation, scaling. So here also this transformations can be categorized into translation, translation, scaling, rotation. So three things. So here also we have translation, scaling, rotation, uh, other geometric transformations like reflection and shear. So these are the five transformations we have. But the point is here we are talking about with respect to three dimensions. So what is special about the three dimension? So the only thing which is special about the three dimension is we are adding the z coordinate. So earlier we were talking about the 2D dimension with respect to x and y axis. So now in sorry, x and y coordinate. So in addition to x and y coordinate, we'll be adding the z coordinate here. So using the equations or using the representations which are there in two dimension, if you add z coordinate to those representations, you can obtain the geometric transformations for 3D. So we would have equations with respect to x and y. We would have equations with respect to x and y um, in 2D rotation, transformation, and scaling. So what we will be doing is here we are adding the z component. We will be adding the z component for that. So once you add the z component, you are getting the 3D uh, transformations. So. mm so you know that see the methods for geometric transformation in three dimensions is obtained from uh, the three dimension methods by adding the z coordinate. So for 2D transformations also we had represented homogeneous coordinate system where we had expressed some matrix, some 3 cross 3 matrix with all the diagonals were 1. And see, I'm talking about the translation. So 0 0 0 0, and it was tx ty. Now when you're talking about the 3D, you will be considering a 4 cross 4 matrix. When you're talking about the 3D, you'll be considering the 4 cross diagonal 4 cross 4 matrix, identity matrix, with the first row corresponding to the tx, ty, tz. So the other values will remain 0. So like this. So like this, we are going to perform the transformations. So what we are doing means we are considering a 4 cross 4 matrix. The same thing. So in 2D transformation, we were talking about a 3 cross 3 homogeneous um, system or homogeneous representation, homogeneous coordinate representation, um, which add um, a 3 cross 3 matrix like that. But here what we are doing is here we will be talking about a 4 cross 4 matrix. The transformation matrix consists of 4 into 4. So it's a 4 element column vectors like in 3D, in 2D, how we are writing. So if this was our matrix, so if this was our if this was our transformation matrix, means we were writing something like x, y, 1, and the new coordinates were x dash, y dash, 1. Here, the same thing, here we'll be using a 4, um, what we are doing is, here we will be using x, y, z, 1, and the new coordinates in x, y, z direction will be x dash, y dash, z dash, 1. So this is my new thing. This is my new dimension. So, so you remember that here we are using a 4 cross 4 transformation matrix for representing the 3D transformations. So, um, so what is the first thing? So what is the first thing? The first thing is translation. What do you mean by translation? Moving an object from one location to the another location. So, for example, there is a point. So there is a point on this axis. There is a point which is represented by x, y, z. So this is the point which is represented by x, y, z. So you want to move this point to a new position given by x dash, y dash, z dash. So what you're doing, this is your initial location. This is your initial location. This is your initial location. Uh, this is your initial location. Uh, and you want to move this point from this initial location to some other location by adding the values to x coordinate, y coordinate, and z coordinate to get a new location. So usually translation means moving the point from one position to another position, or moving an object from one position to another position. You can call it as the translation. So how do I get this? For example, this is represented by 5, 10, 15. So assume that this is represented by 5, 10, 15. So I want to move it to some locations like some 10, 18, 10, 18, 25. So if I want to go to the new position, see my initial position is represented by 5, 10, 15, and the final position is represented by 10, 8, 10, 18, 25. So now for the x component, I have to add plus 5. For the y component, I have to add plus 8. For the z component, I have to add plus 10. So by adding these values to the initial position, I will get the final positions of 10, 18, 25. So what do you mean by translation? Means it's a moving of an object from one position to the another position by adding some uh, values. Um, so so what is it? This is my, so this there is a point P which is represented by the coordinates x comma y comma z in 3D space, which will be moved to the new location x, given by the point. We'll call this as point P dash, represented by x dash, y dash, z dash coordinate system, by adding the values like 5, 10, sorry, 5, 8, and 10. No, so this we will call it as value of x, value of y, value of z, tx, ty, tz. So, mm, so tx will be added to the x component. We also know that this is the shift vector or translation vector. This term we would have studied in the 2D transformations. Uh, so now tx is added to the x component, ty is added to the y component, and tz is added to the uh, z component of that point P. So by this you will get a new uh, a new uh, position, the new translated position. So now this is just the understanding. Now let's see the math behind this. So the point the point P is represented by x, y, z. I want to move it to a new point represented by x dash, y dash, z dash. So how do I move that? So I can move that by adding the terms tx, ty, tz. So by adding by adding tx to x, I'm getting x dash. So the new position x dash is given by the new position x dash. Uh, the new position x dash is given by adding to the initial position of x the tx value. The value y dash is obtained by adding y with ty, z with z plus tz. So this is how we are representing it in terms of the equations. So if I want to represent it in terms of a matrix, so in terms of a matrix means I told you that the initial point. So the initial point is initial point. I will write this is the block for writing the final point. The matrix is represented in a 4 cross 4 identity matrix 1 1 1 1. So after this all this component 0 0 0 0 0 0 and this 0 0 0. So this is the component along x-axis, y-axis, z-axis by the initial points. The initial point is x, y, z, 1. So this is a matrix representation, the matrix representation of these three. So this will be my new position x dash, y dash, z dash, 1. So how do I get this point? So how do I get this point? So how do I get this point? Means I'll just show the matrix multiplication. So you can try that. So you can try this. I'll just show the matrix multiplication. So for x dash, so you don't worry about this x dash. First we'll find out the result of this matrix. Result of this matrix multiplication. So result of this matrix multiplication 1 into x, it will be x plus 0 anything with 0 y 0 0 into z 0 plus x into tx. So this is 0 plus 0 plus x in tx into 1. So this is the first row. For the second row 0 into x will be 0 plus 1 into y plus 0 into z will be 0 plus ty into 1 will be ty. Similarly for third one 0 into x 0 0 into y 0 1 into z will be z. See, I'm not writing the 0 and tz into 1 will be tz. So in and the last parameter everything the first three will be 0 into 0 0 into y will be 0 0 into z will also be 0 then 1 into 1 will be 1. So the last value we will get like this. So what is the final simplified? When you simplify this, you'll get it as when you simplify this means removing the 0 x plus tx, y plus ty, z plus tz 1. So now x dash is equal to x plus tx, y dash is equal to y plus ty, z is equal to z plus tz. So that is how. So this is represented in the matrix format. So this is represented in the matrix format. If this matrix is given by p dash, then the transformation matrix by t dot the initial point with p. So like either you can write it in the matrix format or you can write it as p dash is equal to t dot p, where p dash is x dash y dash z dash, a column matrix which contains 4 elements, and t dash is equal to a 4 cross 4 transformation matrix, and p is the initial points represented by the column matrix. So this t we will call it as the translation vector. This t we will call it as the translation vector. So what it is moving means it contains the values. It contains the values that are needed. It contains the values that are needed to move the matrix, to move the points from one position to another position. So this is regarding the translation. So these are the points which should be known regarding the translation. So what we have learned the equations to transform along x-axis it is x plus tx, y-axis y plus ty, z-axis z plus tz. So 3D. So 3D means it will be represented in a 4 cross 4 transformation matrix along with the column matrix. So all the identity elements will be like all the diagonals will be 1. On the fourth, this is the first column, second column, third column, fourth column. On the fourth column, you will have the translation values tx, ty, tz, tx along x-axis, ty along y-axis, and tz along z-axis. Now, which will be multiplied with the column vector, sorry, the column matrix X, Y, Z and 1. So this is in terms of representing. This is a representation in terms of matrix. And if you want to, or the same thing, you can represent it in this form also, where T is the transformation vector. So this is the example. So this is how the translation works, and these are the equations which are needed to perform a translation on a 3D object. Um, so you can check this, the second point, the second thing. So here we are just moving the points. Here we are moving an object from this position. So we are moving an object from the position which is highlighted here. So you can see that we are adding the x, y, and z components for each of the points. So for each of the points, the x, z, and y components will be added to get the new position. So you can see a pyramid. You can see a pyramid here. Here the pyramid position, the initial position of the pyramid is given by x dash, y dash, z dash. So taking this point as the reference, they are moving this pyramid to the new location. They are moving this pyramid to the new location. See all these points, all these lines. For each points, they'll calculate the new value. They'll calculate the new value, and the corresponding pyramid will be constructed there. See, for this point also, so this point will be translated to move to this position, and this point will be translated to go to the new position, like this. So it is a computation which is performed by using the computer graphics library routine. So like this, the transformation or the translation is happening here. So here you're moving from this point, you're keeping as a reference, and you're moving this pyramid object. So mm, so this is regarding the translation. So I am moving this object. So I'm moving this object from a position. From this position, I'm moving from the point position from P to a point called P dash. So the my point is here. So I want to move it in the opposite direction. I want to move it in the opposite direction. So for that, I can perform the inverse translation. I can perform the inverse translation. So what do you mean by inverse translation? Means, so instead of adding the values, you subtract the values. Instead of adding the values, you subtract the values. So where instead of x plus tx, it will be x minus tx. Y plus ty, it will be y minus ty. Z plus tz, it will be z minus tz. You're moving the points in opposite direction. Like instead of moving forward, you're moving backward. So this corresponds to the translation, inverse translation. And the matrix, and this matrix will be represented. The matrix here, in this matrix, wherever tx is there, minus tx, minus ty, minus tz. So in the equations also, for inverse translation, x dash is equal to x minus tx, y is equal to y minus ty, z dash is equal to z is equal to z, sorry, z dash is equal to z minus tz. So this is how the inverse translation works. So translation, moving in the positive direction or moving in the forward direction. In inverse translation means it's like this. It's like you're removing some values. You're subtracting some values. So how do you obtain the inverse translation? Means for the tx, ty, tz, you just replace it with the negative sign. So if you replace it with the negative sign, it is an example of inverse translation. You're negating the values. So this is regarding the 3D translation. 3D translation. So if you talk about how it is, if you talk about the code, if you talk about how it is performed in how the 3D translation works, or how you want to implement the 3D translation means. See, the first thing is you have to load the identity matrix. First thing is you have to load the identity matrix, which is you have to define a matrix of size 4 into 4, and you have to load that matrix with identity values. You have to load that matrix with identity values. Then after that, you have to do the computation. You have to do the computations like um, computation in the sense, that. See, mm, I'm just telling the pseudocode. I'm just telling the pseudocode of how this can be. this code can be done. So first thing is you perform. First thing is you create a 4 cross 4 matrix, and first thing is you create a 4 cross 4. You define a 4 cross 4 matrix, and for this 4 cross 4 matrix, load the diagonals with 1. I mean, create the identity matrix. So it will be like this. It will be like this. So after that, so you have created an identity. First thing is you create a 4 cross 4 matrix, load that matrix with the identity values. So this is the identity matrix. So now for this identity matrix, you know that here you have to replace with tx, ty, tz. So you know that 0 0 0 1 0 2 0 3. So this is my position. So you can access the last position by 0 3, and you can assign the value tx. So you can access this by first row, third element ty, second row, third element tz. So this is how you can write the code. This is how you can write the 3D code to perform the translation. See, this is I'm talking in terms of the coding thing. So in this way, you can what do we call, you can prepare the translation vector. So you just look into this for a minute. If you have any doubt, you just let me know. If not, we'll continue with the next topic. You just check this, or you do one thing. You just try to perform the matrix multiplication. So if you have no doubt, means we'll proceed with the translation. If the translation is done, we'll proceed with the next transformation, which is rotation. You just go through this uh, slide for a minute. Transformation clear? Is this transformation clear, or any doubts? So this is regarding the 3D transformation. So any doubts? I mean 3D translation, the first transformation under the 3D. Um, so any doubts here? Okay, so translation is done. As usual, we'll go to rotation. So what do you mean by rotation? Means rotating an object with respect to in 2D. In 2D, what we studied, rotating an object with respect to x-axis or y-axis, where you were using the theta, where the positive means the positive value of theta means uh, counterclockwise, that is anti-clockwise direction, and the negative value of theta means the clockwise direction. So in 2D rotations, we studied about the rotation matrix, which was written something like this: cos theta, if you remember, cos theta minus sine theta, again sine theta, cos theta. Some rotation matrix formula. This was a rotation matrix uh, formula. If you remember this. So since it is a 3 cross 3, no, I'll write it in terms of 3 cross 3, 0 0 0 0 1. So, something similar to it was similar to this in the homogeneous coordinate representation. So there we learned two things. One thing is this is there is an object. There is an object. If I want to move it in the anti-clockwise direction, means this will be my positive theta. So if I use theta, means the object will move from this location to this location. If this is represented by p, my new value will be p dash. So I want to move it in the counterclockwise direction. Sorry, in the clockwise direction. I want to rotate this object downwards. If I want to rotate this object upwards, I'll be using the positive value of theta. If I want to rotate this object downwards, that is in the clockwise direction, I'll use the negative value. So downside means in terms of clockwise rotation. So negative theta means clockwise clockwise direction, clockwise direction. So positive theta means anti-clockwise direction. So like this, like this. So this one point you should remember. Uh, So positive value of theta means anti-clockwise direction, and negative value of theta means clockwise direction. So there we were rotating with respect to x-axis and y-axis. Here we are adding one more axis called z-axis. Z-axis. So what is that? What is the difference here? So um, here, one thing is the direction of view will matter. So if you're looking towards the origin, if you're looking towards the origin, so it will be if you're looking, see, if I'm looking towards the origin means so my positive value of theta, my positive rotations will be in uh, anti-clockwise direction or counterclockwise direction, and negative value of theta will be in clockwise directions. So if I look it from the other direction, that is away from the origin, if I stand from the origin, and if I look, that is vice versa, that will be vice versa. See, if here a person is standing and is looking towards the origin from the z-axis, parallel to the z-axis. For him, the positive value of theta means counterclockwise direction, and negative value of theta means clockwise direction. But for a person who is standing from the origin and is looking towards in this direction, the opposite direction, for him, the positive value of theta means it will be clockwise direction, and negative value of theta means it will be anti-clockwise direction, just the reverse of what this person is seeing. So first thing is we should be clear about the rotation. So by convention, by followed in computer graphics, positive theta means it will be in anti-clockwise direction, and negative value of theta means clockwise direction. So here, here one second thing is we are looking towards the origin. So here we are looking towards the origin, means our line of sight is towards the origin. See here, one in the image one, in the image one, the person is looking parallel to the z-axis and towards the origin. Here is looking parallel to the x-axis and towards the origin in the image 2, and the image 3 parallel to the y-axis, um, and it is in towards origin. So they um, they are um, what total they are looking. So the view we are checking here. So here we are looking along the axis towards the origin. We are looking along the axis towards the origin. So for this, how do we derive the equations? How do we derive the rotation equation, or in how it is represented in three dimensions? So we know that rotation, we know the directions. Now we know the directions. Positive means anti-clockwise, negative means clockwise, and also our line of sight is along the axis. So now here we will here the person is looking from three along the three axis, along the z-axis, along the x-axis, along the y-axis. So now the equations will change. So earlier it was not like that. So here when the person is checking when the person is the image one, when the person is checking from the z-axis, when the person is checking from the z-axis. So we have three positions here: x dash, y dash, z dash. So when the person is checking from the z-axis, z dash will be z, z dash will be z. So this is along z-axis. So second one I'll write when the person is checking along, when the person is checking along x-axis, when the person is checking along x-axis, I'll write this x dash, y dash, z dash. X dash will be x, the same, the point. So this is along x-axis. The remaining one is y-axis, y-axis. Y-axis also we have x dash, y dash, z dash. When the person is looking along y-axis, it will be y dash will be y. So now we already found one equation. When we need to find out the three equation, one equation is found along the z-axis means z dash will be z, x-axis means x dash will be equal to x, along y-axis means y dash will be equal to y. So what is this x dash and y dash? So this x dash and y dash is same, um, the same, the same formula which you had derived in, which you had derived in 2D xy. This will be one, no. So uh, it will be like cos theta into x minus y sine theta. So if I multiply this cos theta, or if I multiply this, I'll get x cos theta minus y sine theta plus 0. The second one will be x sine theta plus y cos theta. So this is my, I want x dash, I want y dash 1. So this is my 2D rotation thing. So from this 2D rotation thing, so my x dash, my new x dash is after multiplication. So this is the matrix form. After multiplication, x dash is equal to x cos theta minus y sin theta. Y dash is equal to x sin theta plus y cos theta. So now the same thing you write. Now the same thing you write when it is along the x-axis, when along, sorry, when it is looking along the z-axis. Uh, what is that? X dash is equal to x cos theta minus y sin theta. Y dash is equal to x sin theta plus y cos theta. So I'll just replicate that. X dash is equal to x cos theta minus y sin theta, and y dash is equal to x sin theta plus y cos theta. See, no changes. These formulas we had studied in 2D rotation only. So for this, you are adding one more axis where z dash is equal to z when looking along z axis. But now, what about when you are looking along x-axis? So when you are looking along y-axis, see, x dash is equal to x cos theta minus y sin theta. So it will change um, in cyclic order. It will change in cyclic order. So when you're looking about the x-axis, x dash is equal to x, no. So y dash will become y cos theta minus z sin theta. So wherever x is there, so x dash is equal to x cos theta minus y sin theta. No, here it will be like y dash is equal to y cos theta minus, instead of y, it will be z sin theta. So this will be z dash is equal to y, z dash is equal to, sorry, z dash is equal to y sin theta plus x, not x, should not use x, we should use here what we are using, here we are using y, no. So z cos theta, cyclic rotation, that's all. So when you are using x-axis, y dash is equal, see here, x dash is equal to x cos theta minus y, no. So y cos theta minus, see, cos theta sin theta, you write it cos theta sin theta cos theta. Here x minus y, here y minus z, here x plus y, x plus y, here y plus z, like that you can remember. So the cyclic order. So when you're looking into, when you're looking into y dash is equal to y, no. So y dash is equal to y means first you write, you can write like this. This is for remembering, that's all. Cos theta sin theta, your cos theta plus sin theta. So x dash is equal to x cos theta minus y theta, that is x minus y. So here it will be uh, z minus x. Here it will be z plus x. That's all. So like this, you can remember the formula. So if you know one formula, you can derive the other one. So for this, you can easily remember from the 2D rotation. For that, I'm just adding the z parameter. How do I obtain for x-axis rotation and y-axis rotation? Means I have to perform the cyclic permutation, but the cyclic. I have to change the values in cyclic order x, y, z. First for x, after x the y parameters will be changed, after y z will be changed. So when it is along the x-axis, x dash is equal to x, y dash is equal to y cos theta minus z sin theta, z dash is equal to y sin theta plus z cos theta. And when it is along the y-axis, z dash is equal to z cos theta minus x sin theta, and x dash is equal to x dash is equal to what is this x dash, second one, no, x dash is equal to this. See, this is sin theta plus cos theta. So no one noticed this. This is sin theta cos theta. So this is sin theta cos theta. So x dash is equal to z sin theta plus x cos theta. So you just look into these three formulas for a minute. You just look into these three formulas for a minute. See, from the initial, from if you know the basic 2D formula, from the 2D formula itself, you can generate these equations. So that is what I wanted to tell. So even what I'm doing is I'm just extending the 2D formulas. The 2D formula we have already know from the module 2. So the same thing I'm extending here. So I'm not making any other changes. So these are the formulas. So these are the formulas to be remembered when the coordination, when you're rotating about z-axis, x-axis, y-axis. So one, if you know one formula, you can derive the other two formulas. So now let us talk about the matrix representation. Now let us talk about the matrix representation. So for 3D, for 3D, I told you that for 3D how it is represented. X, sorry, for 2D, x, y, x dash, y dash, 1 is equal to this rotation thing, cos theta minus sin theta cos theta 0 0. So last row will be 1. So and x y 1. So now for 3D we should use 4 cross 4 matrix, 4 cross 4 matrix. So this formula is when it is along the rotation is along z axis, when the rotation is along z axis. So x y z 1. So I want the new point, so it will be x dash y dash z dash 1 is equal to it should be a 4 cross 4 matrix where all the diagonals, first four terms will talk about the rotation. So first four terms will be cos theta sin theta, no, so the same thing, cos theta minus sin theta, again here sin theta cos theta. After this, these two diagonals will be 1 1. So other parameters will be 0. So this is how it is represented. So this is how this is the formula which you can use x y z 1. So this is the uh, r of theta, which we'll call it as r of theta. So this you can call it as p dash and this as p. So you can write it as p dash is equal to r of theta into p. So here the rotation is along z-axis. So the same way you can even the same way you can check how this is how the values will differ. See, one suggestion is, see, for here x dash, for x dash you're writing it as cos theta minus sin theta, y dash sin theta cos theta. So you try how you can write it for along x-axis and along y-axis. See, along x-axis and y-axis means the same thing um, like along y-axis and y and z. So y and z should be there. No, you try to write like this. You try So for y-axis and z-axis, so y and z. So cos theta, sin theta, again cos theta minus sin theta, then this will be sin theta, cos theta. So y and z, and this will be 1, 0. The diagonal will be. So you try like this. You try and check whether you are getting these three formulas, whether you are getting these three equations. So this is already this is already we have derived. So you write this transformation matrix and check whether this line is getting this equation like 1 into x. So we will get it as x dash is equal to x. From here only 1 into x we are getting. So for this, for the second row, x into cos theta. So for the second row, x into cos theta minus y into sin theta, and again the two factors will be 0. So y dash will be x into cos theta minus y into sin theta. So we should make some changes. X into cos theta minus y into sin theta. No, no, no. This is not the way. Okay, for this also z. So z x into sin theta plus y into cos theta. No, so this formula doesn't work. So this here not only if you need to change it here, even you should change some values here. So then only you can get the matrix. So so this for one matrix we have written, right? For one matrix I have written for the matrix along x-axis cos theta, sin theta. This is sin theta, cos theta. So the rest is 0, 0. So this is along the z-axis. I'll just check the rotation matrix for x-axis and y-axis. So this you can derive it as cyclically in the cyclic order. So I'll just check the matrix representation, how this r of theta will be represented for x-axis and y-axis. I'll just check that regarding that. So so once you represent that, you have to get the matrix in this format. So this is regarding the clockwise direction. So this is regarding the clockwise direction. So if you want to perform the inverse rotation of this matrix, means replace this theta with minus theta. So if you replace this theta with minus theta, you will get the inverse rotation of the current um, matrix. So the inverse rotation can be obtained by replacing the positive rotation value with the negative rotation value. So for this x-axis and y-axis, I'll just get the matrix representation. So what I've written is I've written the matrix representation when you're rotating along. When you're rotating along the z-axis, the same. The next two formulas is I'll just derive that and I will let you know in the next class. So I think the next part is general 3D rotation. So the next part is general 3D rotation. Um, I think the time is up now. So I will just give an overview. What is general 3D rotation means? Here, here it is not along the coordinate axis. Here the object is at some different position. So you want to rotate that object. So what you will do means first you will get that object onto some axis. So it see here it is. Here the object one is at some in the image one you can see that the object is at some position. So if you want to rotate this object means first you will get it along the x-axis. So from the x-axis you'll perform the rotation. And again you will move back this object to the original position. After that you will move back the object to the original position. So the same thing. So in 2D rotation, what we are doing, some point was at some position. We are bringing that point to the origin, perform the suitable operation. Once the operation is done, again move back to the original position. So this is a general introduction regarding the 3D rotations. So in the next class, we will discuss about this in detail. So I'll stop the class now. So any doubts regarding today's class? Uh, you do one thing, you just try to find out what will be the matrix representation for this axis. So I'll just work it out from my end. So this is the representation for what do we call, this is a representation for the z axis. So you just check from your end. So one clue which I can give is like, so you just interchange this value and check. So no need to interchange other values also. So you try to represent it in this format: y dash, z dash, x dash, and this also you try to write it in terms of y, z, x. So if you write like this, what we will get? Like that, you just check. This is one clue from my end. You just check whether it will work or not.